Hmm. Hello. You are watching me at 12 a.m. in my time. So it's midnight and we are late. This is past the day before and I don't have any excuse. Things has been out of control yesterday, so I don't have an excuse for that. But here I want to share something because this is like something that I catch up just now because I was trying to work at day, but things happened and I been delaying it until now. And while I was working, I got to see myself like have that thing, like I, what do you call it? I have that small negative little talks like, okay, you actually need to be doing this before, you actually can do this at this hour, like you can prepare it beforehand, like you can just like write it before and all that stuff. And I start to see where it's going before it's get even bigger than that. And I catch myself, oh, you know what, we're not going to play it today, so I want to focus on this. And instantly everything just went away and I surrendered to my lateness. Not because I was lazy, but because things happened today and I can't blame myself for the things that is out of my control. So I decided to put myself first, knowing that it is out of our power to actually do anything in that moment. So we are choosing this moment to be powerful instead of in suffering, instead of in the darkness. And I want to say this, like, this is why when I tried in my 20 years of going into the darkness, is that I tried to be someone who has suffered, but I can't because I constantly catching myself. This is not the things I want to play. This this will lead into something that is not a good place. This is not. So I just take myself out of that situation and I never get to experience the darkness in the first place because I was so good at catching what I was going into, knowing that the outcome is not something that I want. So I just like, no, 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 no. And I'm so great at saying no, to be honest. Whenever I have something present itself in my life, whether it's my friend and a moment, a party, whatever it is, if I don't feel it, I can literally like, no, thank you, no. And even with my parents, they tried to make me to be a certain human. And I'm like, that's not how I want to do things. That's not where I want to go. No. So I have a lot more trouble to say yes rather than no. So I don't know if this is what you guys have because I have been seeing people like, oh my god, it's so hard to say no. I'm like, what do you mean? It's easier to say no than yes. And I understand now that I just feel different. I don't play with this playing small and just be less than because I know I'm great. And that's another part of the spectrum is that I tend to see how this life can be better. I tend to see that whatever I touch is the highest form of whatever that can be. So I don't play small. But that also means that I don't really have fun in life, which is the problem that I used to have, is that I don't know how to have fun because I'm always on the go. I'm always picking the great greatest of experience. I just like have that standard so high. So whenever things were lower than what I thought, I just don't know how to accept that. I don't know how to enjoy that moment. I'm just like, how do you actually still be okay when things not up to your standard? Either it's things you buy, either friends that you have, either it's the moments that you experience. How do you actually stay okay with that? So being in enjoyment side of temperament is hard for me. Instead of saying like, this is not what I want, I'm okay with not having this, you can go fuck yourself. So that's what I want to say today, is that I catch myself while I was working, like, oh my God, I'm about to blame myself because of what I can't do today. And like, no, we're not gonna play today. We're not gonna play that today. So we are just going to be here and be in the moment and just do the thing that we need to be doing and get things done. That's what I did. It is more liberating to choose that you are fucked up. And that's okay. You can still do whatever you are about to do. And you know what? I was about to stream at like 4 p.m. in my time, but then I'm like, I'm still with this. So let's just stay with this until we get that things done first, and then we go stream. And that's where we are. And in that time, I had an inkling about channeling the second time on channel publicly, because my guide has been like knocking on my door. They have been inviting the version of me that is what I used to usually experience, which is just the higher version of me, which is what I have been afraid of tapping into more, because in that persona, I don't know how to have fun. That's the problem. Like, I'm scared to actually be all of myself, because I know that if I'm in that extreme experience, I will have this tendency coming up again, right? But also, like, lately, I have been into integration. Like, I have been invited into, let's bring everything that you've done. Let's bring everything that you have found and start discarding anything that is not aligned with whatever it is, whatever music it is that you trying to listen to yourself. So I've been inviting to that. I've been integrating the broadcast. I've been integrating how I show up. I have been integrating how I use my psychic ability, my intuitive ability, my multidimensional ability. And I get to see, oh, it's time to integrate everything, because we have put, I think like the first integration that leading all of this is how I integrate how I want my business to be. I think like that's like 2025. I start to discard every other idea of how my business is going to feel for myself. Like, I know what I want, what I'm here to do. So why is it so hard for me to create this business? And I see myself, oh, okay, this thing doesn't align with us. This thing doesn't align. This thing doesn't align. Okay, so what is aligned for the business that we are trying to build? And I get to see this person show it like how we want it. This offer is actually how we want to encapsulate it. This is how we want to talk about it. This is the wisdom word that we want people to embrace more. This is the essence of the embodiment itself that we want people to know, to experience, to expand, to multiply. And we get to see that, okay, yes to this, yes to this, yes to this, no to everything else. And everything start to be a lot more simple by the time I come out from that integration of my business, because I get to see it's actually a lot easier. Like when you start to streamline everything that you have found into one coherent music, you start to see, oh, right, this is me. This is who I am. This is the person I want to show myself in my work. And I get to see like, okay, that's makes sense. Okay, this is fun now. Again, I can start to see the thread of fun, of excitement, of passion coming out of my business without the fear mongering idea that, okay, this is not gonna work because it actually a lot better to get client this way, to get people to engage with you this way, and you need to know how many people view your posts, you like your posts, engage with you, and all that stuff. I don't like micromanaging, to be honest, because you cannot rise in higher space with that idea. Like you need to be so detailed on this, on this, on this. And I'm like, that's not the place that I want to be in detail with. The supporting my clients is where I want to be in so much detail. Like I know how to actually be there for this person. I know what is this person going through, and then I know what is this. I want that to happen when I'm supporting my clients, but not when I'm structuring my business, because then it takes away myself, because I don't like to take a note. I really don't. Whatever I do in the work, I don't take a note. To be honest, I don't buy into this journaling. I'm just like, okay, what do you want? This is my version of me doing in a work. What do you want? Okay, this is the vision that I have. Sometimes the vision is not even things, it is not even the moment that I want to have. It's just the feeling. Like, okay, this is the feeling of the final product, the final experience, the final moment that I want to have. Now, how do we create that for our first time? We can create it like this, we can create it like this, we can create it like this. But then we still don't know if we capable of doing it that way. What do you mean? Okay, we don't have the skill to do it. Okay, then learn that. And I go learn about it. Forget about the vision that I have. And for quite a while, I forgot about it. And then I come back to it and I'm like, oh, okay, we actually learned that because of this. And so get back on it again and start doing it again. And then the threads start to build from that. And that's how I do it at work. I don't journal. I don't write notes. I don't do anything that is just physical. I just built it in my mind. I architect, I don't know how to say that word. Like I create it in my mind, and then just like I follow the frequency, I follow the thread, I follow the line, and that's how I do it most of the time. And I learned to like write it down because I essentially need to share how it actually going, the structure itself. So how can I actually bring people to understand what I'm doing? And I start to write in order to guide people into the experience itself. Not because I'm actually doing a work there. I'm just like, I actually don't know how to actually explain this. So I learned to say the words of my moments in the way that you guys understand it. So that's what we got. That's how we are here. Finally, after 4 freaking years or 6. Because in 2022 we are resting. Then we just like dipping our toes here and there and start to learn skills that is possibly integrated in 2025. So that's what we are. And that's how we are starting our mind. What did we talk about? I'm just like flowing with whatever is coming up. Well, we have talked about the things that is you can choose not to suffer. Basically, because you have the power and you have the vision and you know where you are. And this is all the things that just so condensedly time that whatever you did before is actually the accumulation of what the outcome you're going to have. So the meaning is if you have done the small detail of work that you built before you understand you can catch yourself up, then it's a lot easier. If you haven't done anything that can lead you to, okay, I can choose not to suffer, but I don't believe that. I never have a proof, nor anyone say that to me, nor I have the identity that can help me with this powerful manifestation of decision. So it's possible that you cannot do it in the first try. Because the part of catching yourself is what I also don't have. I began to forget about that idea, knowing how do you actually have fun. Catching yourself that you are having fun is also hard for me, and catching myself to whenever I start to fall into the deeper suffering is also like the easiest for me. So it's like go hand in hand. So you can pick your move there, but if you are having hard time in one area and you possibly be great at the other area, so use that as somewhat a guide to how it flows in your body. So this is the embodiment part. Because when you catch yourself, it's not about like asking yourself a question every single time. You just know that the flow of your inner self is going into place that you possibly want or doesn't want. So in that time, when you start to feel, okay, this is actually feel icky. It feels terrible for myself. So I need to not choose that. Oh, it's not that I need to not choose that. I actually don't want to choose that because I have lining up all the things that I found. Okay, this is makes sense for me. This is what I actually want to create in my life. Then you start to catch yourself. Don't go there. That is the place that the outcome is not where you want it. So go here instead. Great. Let's go there. So that will take you some time to know that you have built a path, to know that you can catch yourself in that moment. Just like how I built my path to having fun, because I also don't know how to have fun. So I trace myself little by little and start to see, oh, the embodiment, the flow of everything in myself is actually start from here, the thought, the mind, the body, and then how I put the impulse in real life, in my behavior, my habit, and it will take you there. So yeah, if you are here, let me know because I can't see the number of people who is viewing this live stream. It'd be nice if you just say hi. So yeah, if you have any question, you can drop in the comment because I'm about to close this live stream. So yeah, I've said what I said. I'll see you tomorrow.